Hello, my everybody's, and welcome to this latest edition of 4.0 and below. And today, this is it. This is the last of the big birthday bash comic book haul. And like I said in the last video, this last set that I got together, it's not a Bronze Age. It's a modern age. But it was one of a couple different books that kind of got me back into the comic books in the early aughts. I had been out 3-4 years, probably, maybe even longer. But I'm not sure where it was exactly where I picked it up. It might have been a Barnes & Noble or something. But I picked up this, the JSA, The Return of Hawkman, and absolutely loved it. I am a sucker for DC's legacy heroes, the wartime heroes, All-Star Squadron, Infinity Inc., Young All-Stars, all of it. Loved it. And of course, it was one of the reasons why also I got out when the New 52 came around, when they flushed us all down the toilet. But it's neither this nor there. Those who jumped on then, great. But you also have to acknowledge is some of us also jumped off at the same time. So anyway, circling back to this, I really love this book. And so from there, I sort of backtracked to get the whole story. Bought all the trade paperbacks, starting with number 1, Justice Be Done. And as I was reading, it's like, who's this guy? Never saw him before. And turned out, of course, that's Jack Knight, Starman, Ted Knight's kid, the original Starman. And it's like, and by the time, of course, the JSA started, the Starman comic had wrapped up. It was done. And so I went back through, because of that, and same with the JSA, I went back and started reading the trades. And the story is probably one of the best overall plotted, thought out, with a beginning, a middle, and an end of some 80 issues with stuff sprinkled hither and yon, which ties in the legacies of like half a dozen different Starmen and everything. So, kudos to James Robinson and your artwork by Tony Harris. And again, loved it. I think it's like 10 volumes on the books, but at the same time, the cover art is amazing. And so, over the years, it's like, you really should try to piece that run together. And so after I bought all those earlier Bronze Age books, still had a little bit of money left over. And it's like, so what do you want to do with this? Should we go after this, that, the other thing? And then it hit me. It's like, hell, get your Starman comics that you're always talking about. And so that's what I did. Excuse me. So I bought myself a full run of Starman, starting with number 0. Now, this set I got in several chunks. 2 big ones and then about a half dozen strays. So, moving on to number 1. Because I think this character sprung out of 0 Hour, if I remember right. Because again, I was out at the time. I really don't know what the hell happened in those books. So, again, this is Tony Harris, I believe, on the covers. And, it's just, like I said, it's like collecting art. And luckily, no captions, so I don't have to make a buffoon of myself. Moving on to number 4. Boy, that glare's bad. Yeah, let's maybe try that. That's a little better. Okay. Number 5. These are always great. Every once in a while, Visit with Davy, because, spoilers, Originally, David Knight, his brother, was supposed to take over, but he's like assassinated on page 2 of the first issue, and so Jack has to take over. But every once in a while, I don't know if it's like a dream sequence or whatever, he gets to visit Davy in the graveyard, and they get to have like an adventure together, and it's pretty trippy. And again, I can't recommend this series enough. Number 6. Shade was a reoccurring character on there, kind of a villain turned sort of anti-hero, I guess you'd say. Number 7. And number 8. Number 9. And number 10. One of the many incarnations of Solomon Grundy here, sort of a kinder, gentler Solomon Grundy. Okay, just a second. I got to get these out of the box. Okay. On to number 11. Another thing I really loved about this book, it was like telling stories from the golden age, but kind of updated for these modern times. Just I loved it. And of course, this was The Mist and The Mist's daughter. 13. Fighting the Phosphorus. Is it Dr. Phosphorus? I want to say the Phosphorant Man, but that's not right. I think it's Dr. Phosphorus. Anyway, number 14. Again, all broken down into arcs. Number 15, of course, that's the Starman from the 70s, who was a thing for a very, very hot minute. Number 16, The Mist, as a definite psycho. Number 17. Number 18 tells the tale of the original Starman's first fight with the Mist. Number 19, another adventure with Davy. And number 20, teaming up with the vintage Golden Age Sandman. Okay, sorry. I have these packed very stupidly. I apologize. 21. Number 22. And number 23. And number 24. And number 25. Again, just beautiful. These weren't the comics that I remembered in that 5-year gap, and I don't know, I just really dug them. Number 26. Number 27, nice Christmas story there. Number 28, kind of tells what happened to this guy and why he disappeared. I think he wound up as a circus freak, I think, if memory serves. Let's see. Where's this? Oh, there's number 29. You barely read that. Let's back up just a little bit. Okay. And number 30. Yeah! Everything is terrible. Everything's terrible. Okay, moving on to number 31. And one of the best parts of the book is the Opal City. The city itself was a character. It's just good stuff. And I know, I think Robinson had a clause that basically said no one else could use this character in anything. I'm surprised he actually showed up in the JSA there, but again, he wasn't for very long. Number 33. And number 34. And also it's fun to watch Jack grow as a character, because he's sort of a self-centered jackass at the beginning of it, but he came around. Eternal conflict, it says. Okay. Now, here we go. I think this was the Starman of the late 80s and early 90s. and the Will Payton. Let's see. This is number 37. I like to hide those sometimes. You can't read it. Number 38. That's Jack's kid. That's a whole story. I'm not going to spoil nothing. You're going to have to read it. Let's see. Number 39. Teaming up with some old Fawcett heroes, the Bullet Man and Captain Marvel. That's Captain Marvel, not Shazam. Anyway. And number 40. I don't care. It's Captain Marvel. Okay, let's get these out of the way. Moving on to number 41. And number 42. Starring Etrigan. Number 43. The JSA was kind of in a weird space in the 90s. And number 44. Turns out his aunt was the original Phantom Lady. Number 45. I think this is where he goes into space, right? Another flashback story. 46. But again, it's all interwoven, it's all interconnected. It's just it rewards rereading a lot. And so 48, 45, and number 50. Nice foil stamped book there. Number 51. Yeah, I think he meets Superman's grandfather. There's some kind of time displacement shenanigans going on. Number 52. Teaming up with Adam Strange. And number 53. And number 54. Number 5. Catching a ride in the space taxi. And number 56. And number 57. Number 58. Another Starman from the Legion. From the future. So again, you've got all this multi-generational Starman stuff going on, and I know it sounds confusing, but it works. Of course, yep, again, that's the Starman from the 70s. And this is yet another Starman. Don't know a whole lot about him. The only thing I really remember about him, he died early in the original Crisis on Infinite Earth. Move on to number 61. Then this is the mystery Starman of the 50s, because nobody really knows who that guy is, because Ted Knight, his dad, he was in the 40s, but then when it was like sort of a witch hunt thing, and they all sort of retired and disappeared. Let's see, number 62. Yeah, there's Ted Knight. That's the original. And number 63. This is sort of the big end game, the Grand Guignol, where things really kind of hit the fan. But again, it's just amazing how all the puzzle pieces click together, and good stuff. Just when things seem dire, somehow, miraculously. Number 66. The shade kind of goes off the rails and things get terrible. Okay. Let's see. Number 67. And number 68. Number 69. That's a great story. This is It's sort of a flashback. I think it's kind of based on a real story that appeared back in the Golden Age. Something happened to all the male members of the JSA, and so Wonder Woman encouraged all their wives and girlfriends to suit up, basically. I know this is like kind of like the origin of Hawk Woman or Hawk Girl or whatever. And I think Ted Knight's first wife takes up the cosmic rod. Yeah. Okay, 70. 71. Ready for the final showdown with the Mist. Number 72. Last Flight of Ted Knight. Let's see, moving on. Number 73. And number 74. And number 75. And number 76. And his last adventure, he kind of goes back in the 50s and meets his dad when his dad sort of was in a mental breakdown. And again, I don't spoil too much because, again, the story is really great. So I just take my word for it and give this stuff a read because it's really good. 77. And if you get it and you don't like it, you can yell at me online. You won't be the first person. Okay. So down to the last handful here. Number 78. Number 79. And number 80. That is the last issue. Again, basically Jack Knight sort of retires, and he's kind of never heard from again. Because, like I said, I think they had Robinson had in his contract that it was his character and nobody else can use it. And for once, DC is not stepping on anybody's toes. So that's it for the main run. We also got Starman Annual number 1. Starman Annual number 2. And Starman Annual number 1. And this was at the bottom of the pile. So I don't know if we missed this or not, because apparently I suck at this. There's Starman 47 again, right for the first time. So yeah, I think the only thing I'm missing for the whole thing, I think is I think the issue 1 million. And then I think it came back for like a one shot for the Blackest Night. And it's my understanding Jack Knight doesn't show up in it. Because there you go. And then also there's a Secret Files and Origin one that I need to get to. That's really good. I remember reading that. It was in the trade. So yeah, so I got like 3 more books to pick up. So technically it's not quite all here, but damn it, close enough. So that's it for the big birthday haul bash. I hope you guys have enjoyed these videos. I had so much fun getting these books. And like I said, I've spent like the last 4 months reading. And oh, it's so wonderful. And so that's it. And so this is WB Kelso reminding you all to never ever be embarrassed about what you can afford comic book wise. Because even if you can't afford this, you might be able to afford that. And so until next time, we'll check you later. Read this book. See ya. Bye-bye.